Hello friends, welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. And as you can see, we have a congratulations screen because we, at the end of last episode, set off our Earth repopulator. So we have essentially completed this map with the building of that monument. Well done, your technological prowess allowed you to utilise industrious strengths of the Iron Teeth, conquer the map, and build the faction's wonder. Your pioneers flew away over the wasteland, leaving the thriving settlement behind them. If Earth is to recover, the newfound beaver prosperity needed to be shared. There you go. So we've unlocked a flexible start for this map, which is great, the terraces map. We've got 1,261 days it took us. I mean, we're not finished yet, but that's how far it's taken us so far. Less than 2,000 beavers have been born. Okay. But we have painted 35,500 tails. So someone who's good at maths can probably work out how long it takes for the paint to wear off of a tail. I imagine it's only a day or two by the disparity between that number and that number. 142,500 trees cut, only 125 teeth broken, which is surprising. But apparently we've manufactured 855 bots. It's possible. Seems high, but it's possible. And detonated 10,000 dynamite, which honestly I don't think is enough. So let's carry on. There we go. Right. So last episode we were squaring all of this off. Obviously we don't have full hydration around this side yet, but we'll come to that. We'll get there eventually. We're starting to build out with the dirt on this side as well. So we'll be sort of squaring off this section, bringing all of this up to the same height. We're going to need to sort of rearrange these tubeways somehow. Not sure what we're going to do there. Not sure what we're going to do over here either. I was thinking sort of squaring off just behind the large water tank there. If we sort of zoom in a little bit. So square it off along there. And then come out maybe along here. I don't know really. So I'll bring it up to the same level around here anyway. We'll see. We'll play that by ear. We'll spread out in this direction first, but we're also going to spread out down here. We want to figure out what we're doing with this. Now, I don't know. I'm feeling we should sort of cut things off. Where are we? What height do we need? We need it cut off to there? No, we need it cut off to there, don't we? Yeah, if we want the water to go down this way, we need it up to this height here. So, yeah, up to these trees here, basically. That's the height we need to cut it off. And we would also need to do the same over here to bring it up to this height. Yeah. And the question is, how wide do we want this little... Oops, excuse me. Oh no, I'm getting stuck. Hang on, let me spin until daylight so we can see what we're doing, shall I? There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, so we're on day 3 now. Yeah, so the question is how wide we want this and whether we want to actually do any sort of redesigning of this area. We could certainly take down this section to the same level as this. And the same for this nodule here. Yeah. I quite like the sort of irregular shape, so we'll keep that, but I think we'll bring this down and this down. And then we'll block this off, probably with dirt. That seems like the best thing to do. And that will... Oh, and obviously this bit over here. And that will send the water down through this channel here. And out onto the rest of the map there. And eventually exiting through that. Yeah. Alright. That's part of what we want to do. The other thing we need to do is sort out the housing area around here. somebody mentioned that I shouldn't have the scratchers next to the buildings. That's absolutely right. They don't actually provide anything other than entertainment. They're not good for prestige or anything like that. So I am going to get rid of these 2 scratchers. There we go. And I'm going to replace them with some kind of decoration, possibly beaver statues. We have plenty of metal. Let's have a look. What are we lacking here? Lanterns. They have lanterns. Actually, not a lot, really. They've got access to pretty much everything. All right, well, let's just... We'll chuck in a beaver statue there. Is it the right way around? It is. A beaver statue there, and let's put in a beaver statue there. That's a start. No, no, no. Come on, John. Think. Think, 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 think. Get rid of that. No, we will put in... Yes, we'll put in shrubs there. Because they only have a range of 1. But we can put in a beaver statue right there, and it will hit both of those lodges. So let's do that. That's more sensible, isn't it? Yeah, that's not going to work there at all. But we could, you know, theoretically pop things on the roof there if we wanted to. Right, let's get those in. That'll give them a little bit of boost up here. We are going to want more housing up here as well. And we can probably put something in there. If we're going to put another house, sort of, another lodge there. Like so. And maybe another one there. How much space does that give us between them? Or a couple of spaces. We could put showers in there, couldn't we? But this drains very quickly, so I don't know. We'll have a think. We'll have a think about that. They do also need things like campfires. Where are we? Nope, that's a rooftop terrace. Campfire, we can stick in like that. Rooftop terraces are going to be easy enough because we can literally just build them on platforms or overhangs on the water there. That's fine. Yeah, I'm also going to put in another lodge, and I'm going to put that in... Sorry, a large barrack. And I think I'll put that in there. So we are just going to surround the repopulator. And we'll bring the path out like so. Right, now we will put back the scratchers in there. There we go. Yeah, that's what we'll do there. Right, now. Do I move this way? Yes, let's get this bit squared off first. I was going to say, do I start over here? Oh, hang on. A little bit of flooding. Let's open those up. There we go. That will sort that problem out. Okay, yes, let's get this laid in here. Like so. Just to sort of square this off first. I think we can probably reach all of that because we have paths all the way along there. And then we are going to move this way. So, I think step number 1 is going to be bringing this down to the right level. So we'll start up here. And just lay in explosives all across this level, like so. Like so. There we are. So we'll bring all that down to the same level. That should, in fact, give us a little bit more hydration. I don't know. It's not great, but we might get a little bit more there. And we can probably sort of do something with some dirt along here. Maybe sort of square it off there. And then we'll come in over here and do the same. What I will do is I'll pop some steps up there. And we will pop in a lumberjack flag. And we will mark this whole section to be cut. Don't know whether they will, because we're kind of full on logs already. But we'll see what we can do. Okay, right. We'll probably get the drought or bad tide warning in the next couple of days. This still hasn't filled up, but it's doing its best, bless it. We'll see how it goes. I'll come back at the start of the drought or bad tide and we'll see how everything is going. Day 7 then. We've got 1.5 days pretty much until the drought arrives. And it is going to be a drought, so that's not too bad. I've put in some storage over here for the logs that are being cut down here. They're both set to supply. Unfortunately, they're just being filled up from other log cutters. So having this lumberjack over here is pretty much useless. We're just going to have to destroy these resources and then destroy those. So it was a nice idea while it lasted. As I say, these are set to supply. But they're just, as soon as you build them, they just get filled up by logs from elsewhere. So yeah, we're just going to have to destroy all of these resources. That's all we can do. We'll pause that lumberjack because there's not a lot of point in using it. But we do have our explosives laid in over here. So let's get these set off. We will wait until the bots are out of the way. Well, we're having problems waiting for the beavers to get out of the way. So I'm just going to demolish these stairs to stop them coming down here. There you go. So we've got 1 trapped, 2 trapped. There we go. Don't really care about them. Right. There we go. All right, so we've got that destroyed. We need to... yeah, we need to put some steps down here rather than sort of redesigning everything there. We'll just put some steps down and we will bring the path along to there. We'll pop these on a priority so they actually get done so we can rescue our stranded beavers. That has given us a little bit more fertilization along there, so that's not too bad. We're also going to want to do the same over here. It does mean we're going to need to empty these warehouses, or at least the top one anyway, so we can destroy it. We'll get rid of the lumberjack flag there, because we won't need that. And we will lay in single tier dynamite. Can we reach everywhere? Yes, we can. Yep, okay. So we'll put in single tier dynamite all around here. Like so. There we go. And we'll bring this all down to the same level. There we are. Probably not going to happen by the morning. So we'll spin on until the drought starts and we'll see what we're dealing with. Right, there we go. 26 days. Yeah, moderately troubling. We should be alright, though. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. I've closed this up, so we're almost entirely full along here. How are we doing everywhere else? Well, pretty full there. This filled up pretty well. As you can see, it did overflow, and as it is still overflowing. But we have 10,000 water in stock, so we shouldn't have too many problems. Hopefully. Our grease stock has improved again, which is hardly surprising since we now have 3 grease factories over here. Yeah, we should be okay. There shouldn't be too many problems. Shouldn't be. Our little lake up here is doing its job. I mean, its job is to be a small lake, so it's hardly surprising that it's succeeding. Everything else is okay. This is reasonably full. I'm pretty sure that our... yeah, our subterranean hydration area is doing okay. Obviously, we're going to just ignore that now. Over here, they have started laying in the explosives. It's going to take them maybe the rest of the day to get all of those finished. But then that will allow us to get down here, clear out some of these dead trees, and start laying in our border across this edge here. We can get down onto this section. So let's bring ourselves a path down here. I've got to figure out how high we want this again. It's one higher than this section here. So we'll bring the steps down like that. And then there we will give ourselves a dirt block. So that's the height we want our our dirt wall to be to create this. I don't know if that's the right place for it, but that's where we're going to put it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'm going to... Where are we? Bring 2 out like that. I'm going to give us some steps down there and some steps down there. And then we will lay in the rest of it like so, with the arrow facing that way, because from my understanding of this, that means they'll be able to build these in any order, because there's nothing behind them to prevent them from being built. That's the plan. That should work. In my head, that should work. This is set to empty, but there's nowhere for the logs to go, frankly, so it's going to take a while to empty that. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully we get the explosives in before that happens. We've got a couple of bots there out of energy, but we do have charging stations up here for them. Yeah. We have a massive 3 beavers living over here. So I'm tempted to start breaking down some of these lodges over here to sort of convince them to move in that direction. Well, I think we'll leave it until we've got everything over here sorted first. That's probably the best bet. Well, let's think. Yeah, these 16. So yeah, I mean 9 or 10 of these will be fine. Just 9 or 10 of them will be fine. Yeah, just build 9 or 10 of them. What's the problem? Okay, I will spin on through the drought then. We'll come back obviously and set these explosives off. And we'll make sure that this dirt wall over here gets done. Up here, this got closed off pretty quickly, so there's no problems there. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the rest of it. I do want to close this gap eventually and have this raised area as part of the same plateau, because we can use this for all sorts of farming, entertainment, industry, anything we want, really. Not that we need anything at this point. I mean, our food stocks are fine. Our stocks of most resources are fine. The fact that we have 240 treated planks in stock tells me that our repopulator is probably ready to go again. Yes, it is. So we'll set that off in a while, I think. Not just yet. But we will set that off eventually. Our well-being is at 65. So more campfires, more rooftop terraces, more lanterns, and more people or more beavers around the repopulator. That would be worthwhile. So yeah, destroying some of those houses. Actually, let's start with these. Yeah, let's start with these. All right. Demolition. No, not resources. Buildings. Yeah, let's take 2 of those out there. Excellent stuff. Right, so all those beavers should move. Whether they'll move up here or into any of the other available housing, no idea. We'll see. But I will spin on until we've got these explosives laid in. Right, we are on day 18. We've got about 17 days left of the drought. We're doing all right. I mean, we've still got plenty of water, plenty of food and all of that stuff, as usual. We are making relatively decent progress over here with our dirt wall to create this lake over here. Obviously, it's slowed down a bit now because we're doing it one at a time because we don't have access to the areas of ground that we need. But it's going to happen. Over here, as you can see, I am putting in a branch line on our tubeway. We're bringing all of this over. We're squaring this section off with dirt. And we're going to bring in a tubeway station down here. So that will allow us to sort of speed up this project a little bit. And then also leave us access to this area with the tubeways, which is, you know, important. Not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet. We're going to probably square off at least this section here with dirt. And then bring the tubeway down onto this level. Maybe one level down, but I don't want to get too close to the water because, you know, we know what happens with tubeways when they're touching water. Yeah, that's what's happening there. Everything else is going absolutely fine. I have... Where are we? Demolished a couple more of these lodges over here. So, encouraging the beavers to move out to this area. We have 30 beavers living over here currently. So we still have plenty of space. Yeah, it's going all right. This is beginning to drop quite drastically again. The evaporation is really doing a number on this little waterway here. I think we are going to need to think about putting in floodgates across there. And then putting in a water dump, a fluid dump, to keep this topped up during droughts. Otherwise, we're just going to lose all of this hydration on this side, which isn't ideal. Although I suppose I could not bother with the floodgates and actually have this filled with a fluid dump as well. Maybe? Don't know. We could also put floodgates or sluices on that side there. Floodgates would be better because that would keep more water in this section. Yeah. We are, as I say, making progress. I'm going to just let them get on with it. As I say, I'm going to continue building out this branch line. And I'll come back probably when there's about a week or so to go. And we'll see how we're doing. Okay, quick update. It's day 20. We've got about 14 and a half days left, so just over 2 weeks. And I've literally just realised that I missed a couple of spots when I was levelling this area. So we've got some explosives to deal with that. There we go. That works. Right, now this is all at the same level. I'm also going to sort of fill in that little section there with dirt just to sort of tidy up that corner a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do a great deal with this. I might square this off eventually, but like I said, I kind of quite like the sort of semi-naturalistic look of the edge there. I mean, our water's going to be down here, so cleaning up all of this would be fine. I don't know. I just don't know at the moment. The water is going to be at, yeah, this sort of level. So maybe clearing out these lower sections here, maybe sort of squaring it off. Again, not sure yet. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments about what we should do with that. Like I say, I do quite like the sort of natural shape of it. But we'll see. We're progressing with our extension to the tubeway network up here. What I'm probably going to end up doing is coming down a couple of levels and putting the tubeway on overhangs, bringing it across and down to a tubeway station over here somewhere. We'll keep it above ground because, as I say, we don't want it interfering with the water. Day 28 then. We have 7 days left of the drought. We've completed our tubeway all the way down here to a tubeway station on top of our log storage there. I'm just going to set that to accept now. That's fine. And we have completed, literally in the middle of the night last night, we completed our retaining wall for our new lake, which is nice. So when the water returns, that should fill up and start flowing down this way, and then we'll spot any mistakes that I've made. I'm sure there'll be at least one. But yeah, we've got all that. We don't have any power down here at this end, but that's okay. That's not a major priority at the moment, because apart from the logs, there's literally nothing else for them to do down here at the moment. We are building more housing around the edge here, so we've now got 4 lodges. This one's just been completed, so nobody's moved in yet. We have started demolishing all of these, so I'm going to take out the next lot. There we go. And we'll take out that set of platforms, but no more, because that's where the steps are to get onto that one. We've got a rooftop terrace up here on top of these ones, so I'm going to leave those for the moment. We're going to see if people are going to bother moving in over here. Oh, that's not too bad. So we've got 34, 35, 30... Whoa, yeah, there we go. We've got a few moving in up here now. That's good. So we're there, 39, nearly 40 beavers living in this area now. I'm happy with that for the moment. Okay. All I'm going to do, basically, I think, is spin on till the end of the drought. I might lay in some more dirt around here, though. Yeah, let's start doing that. Let's... How much dirt have we got? 1.4 thousand. That's fine. So we'll start just one by one along here, laying in more dirt to expand this section. Not sure how far we're going to go in terms of this. Whether we're going to bring it all the way down to be in line here. We'll figure that out as we go. Because we might want to start thinking about tunnels to get this bad water off the map. So rather than sort of dumping it into this channel and letting it flow that way, dumping it into a channel that flows under all of this and out this side. Obviously, we'll have to be careful of our reservoir here, because that goes all the way down to the bottom. Yeah. So we'll have to come out probably through this section here, would be the easiest thing to do. So for the moment, I'm just going to build all this up. Just thinking about putting in a tubeway strut to connect these 2 stations. But we're going to be rebuilding this one anyway. That's fine. No, we'll leave it for now. We will destroy this one and we'll put it in again. Maybe in the same place? Don't know. But we'll do it with the tubeways underneath it. The same way that we've done over here. And again, avoiding any water as best as possible. Okay. That's where we're going. I'm going to play on now until the end of the drought. And then we'll have a look at what we're doing next. Hello friends, Editing John here. Just a quick interjection to apologise for missing the return of the water. I had a minor blip with the with the recording software. Didn't miss much. We just spin on to the next section. Didn't put anything else in, didn't talk about anything else really, just the return of the water, and then skipped forward to the next bit you're about to see. Sorry about that. Okay, well there we are, start of day 3. We're beginning to fill this little area up now. It's going to take a while, obviously, because there's not a huge amount of flow from that water source up there. And there's quite a lot of area to actually fill. But we are only going to lose water through evaporation down here at the moment. We may well put in some water pumps and things down here later. But we'll see how that goes by the time of the next drought or bad tide. Okay, I am going to... What am I going to... Am I just going to demolish these last ones? How much housing space do we have up here? Yeah, not a huge amount. Alright, let's get in another barrack up here. There we go. Like so. And then we'll think about demolishing those other ones over there. Over here, as you can see, we've got our second tubeway station in. I've left it open there so we can connect up down to here. I'm going to demolish... Am I going to demolish this one yet? No, I'm going to leave this one for the moment. I will bring a path out like that, so at least we can connect up. And I suppose we might as well connect up that way as well. Okay, so we have like plenty of connection points. Yeah, all right. So the next thing we want is another labourer monument out this way somewhere. And I guess about there is probably fine. So we'll put that in there. But we also want a flame of unity up here. And if I stick it basically on the corner there, like so, that gives us one tile to the left of this housing unit. So if we stick another one on the corner there, it will be covered. We might stick a row house or something like that in. And it gives us one tile on the other side of that one, which we can stick a row house or another barrack in. So let's get that set up there. We should have the resources we need, he says, just checking that we have the resources we need. Yep, we're good. We're good. So that should give them a boost to their well-being in this area. We'll do the same that we've done before with decoration. We'll stick a lantern there and a lantern there. We'll stick shrub there and I guess a shrub there. And we'll stick in a beaver statue there. If we stick a bust in there, that's not going to do us a lot of good, is it? All right. How about one on either side like that? That will cover all of them. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll give them a boost on that side as well. I don't know if I'm going to put in a second tier of housing on top of here. I don't think we'll need it, honestly. So we've got space for 80 beavers up here, I think, if my maths isn't terrible, which it generally is, but I think we've got space for about 80 beavers up here. So we can definitely get away with demolishing some of this. Or even all of it. There we go. And then we'll come around and we'll demolish all these stairs and the decoration as well. But yeah, I think we're doing all right. How's our lake doing? It's slowly filling. That's not too bad. Right. I'll spin on till the start of the next drought or bad tide, and we'll see how well this fills up. Right, there is the drought. 23 days isn't going to be a problem, so we don't need to worry about that. This has filled up pretty well. It's not quite reached the maximum level, but it will probably do so once the water returns after the drought. Obviously, we're going to lose a fair bit through evaporation. I've put in... Whoops. I've put in some floodgates at this end, so we get a almost completely full lake here before it starts feeding off down the back there. Yeah, that's done all right. It's not too bad. Up here, everything is fine. We've got this reasonably full because I closed that up early. We're putting in, or nearly finished putting in, a rooftop terrace up here. There we go. So that's a bit more entertainment for them up here. We've got all of our monuments in. Over here, this is mostly full. It's fine. It will do. Our reservoir over here is entirely full. It was overflowing there before the drought hit, obviously. Yeah, we're all right. We're doing okay. These batteries are fully charged because we haven't had these charging stations on. I'll turn one of them on just for the moment, just to see if it actually gets used by bots. I mean, it's unlikely to. Honestly, the only bots that come up this end are picking up and dropping off stuff from around these storage units over here for the most part. We've got the storage over here, so, you know, maybe. Can you not reach? Where's our forester? Huh, our forester can't quite reach all of that. I thought it could. What have I done that's restricted its range then? Don't know. Don't know. I've done something, obviously, that's restricted its range, but unless they've changed something in an update, that's a possibility. I wonder if moving it back, because now we don't need it up here. We do need it to cover all of these. Oh, it's fine. I'll leave it for the moment. I'll just... where are we? I'll just unplant these for now. That's probably the best way to deal with it, by not dealing with it. Yes, we are doing okay. Bots-wise, we're around 9. We've still got both of our bot factories on. All of our resources seem okay. Up here, I have removed the old tubeway station and the old tubeway and replaced it with one that just runs under the surface there and connects up just down here. So I'm probably, I think, going to square this off here with dirt. Like so. Yeah, like that. We'll just bring it up, fill that section in. We'll fill this section in as well. There we go. And I guess we might as well just fill all this in as well. Oops, missed the section. There we are. So we'll get all of that done. They should be able to reach all of that in theory. I will put in a path up there to help just in case. But yeah, that's what's happening. I think we've done all right. We've definitely expanded somewhat. Our housing up here is moderately full, so we are going to need to put some more in. Let's have a look. A large row house is huge. Even the standard row house is quite tall. I mean, we could put in another large barrack, and that would be covered by the monuments. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put in another large barrack there. And then we can start to add in a bit more decoration again. So we'll get another lantern in. We'll put that this side. And then we'll put something in here. What will we put in here? It's covered by that. So let's have a beaver bus. That'll cover those two houses just there. Yeah, why not? Okay, we are going to leave it there for this episode. I am going to launch our beavers off into space again to end the episode. So thanks very much for watching. Please do give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel out. Channel memberships are now a thing. So if you would like to join up, you get early access to some videos. There's currently one members only series that's in the process of going up. There's a couple of episodes already. That's Subnautica. But please give us any comments down below, and please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.